And welcome once again to the 9:15 p.m. edition of the Movies and Stuff show. My name is Dan, and joining me for the first show of the year that we managed to actually have a show, Marty. Nine 15. You know, I already seen the chat. Talia asking, why not a review of All the Money in the World? Why not? Okay, we're actually going to do a review of All the Money in the World this week. I got a cold this past weekend. Happy New Year's to me. And last night was the last time I could really go out to see All the Money in the World before we recorded a show. And I fell asleep because I was not feeling well. I'm still not feeling well. I still got a cold. So I was telling Marty, I was like, contingency plan is Marty went to go see Pitch Perfect 3 this weekend. He can talk about Pitch Perfect 3. And then we can just talk about... we haven't done list shows in a while. And so we're going to quasi-do a list show this week. But yeah, I wanted to go do a review of All the Money in the World. And I'm sorry that we're not, because, you know, Oscar time, right? Yeah. Phantom Thread's the one I'm dying to see. Yeah, it comes out January 19th, I think. January 19th is the main, yeah. It's gonna get Best Actor nomination. Yeah. You know, I'm just saying, like, the man's amazing. You know, we can do a whole show just dedicated to his performances because, I mean, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, no, I've told you my Lincoln story, right? The first time I saw Lincoln. Oh, they're saying they can't hear Marty. I can hear Marty. I can hear Marty fine. Test 1 2. Marty. Marty, can you hear me? Gorgor says Marty sounds amazing. I don't know. That usually means they can't hear you. I can hear you just fine. Can you talk again? Oh. Great. This is swimming. Okay. Well. Then you just hear me talking. While I try to figure this out. I can't hear Marty. I'm guessing people couldn't hear the, yeah, I know, I was joking. It's not you, Marty. It's definitely not you. It is the input. There's the audio input that is just not working. And I need to figure that out real quick. So, there's that. So you're dead. Let's do audio source. Let's see. Yeah, we're screwed. Hey, can you hear Marty talk? No. Nope. That's not working either. Crazy. Gorgar says we need Abe. Yeah, we might be done. This might be it. This seriously might be it. I might give up. This is amazing. This might be the worst show ever. And we've had some bad ones. They can't even hear you, so you can say whatever you want. they can actually hear you now. Yeah, this is crazy. It's just not coming through. Your audio is not coming through at all. I mean, I don't think it's a stream. I think it's OBS. I think it's the because I'm not in the mixer. I'm not seeing. See, this is pretty amazing because me and Marty are actually having a conversation that people are seeing live, and they don't hear what Marty's actually saying. He's saying the absolute worst things. Yeah, your audio is just not coming through. I don't know, man. It's just like it's just not receiving the audio from you. Huh. I don't know what to do now other than quit on life. This is just terrible. Okay. Well, I guess we're done. Should we try to do a new stream? Okay. Okay. Well, thanks everyone. You guys wanna, hang on out. We'll get a new stream up in a couple minutes. So, bye. Give it a shot.
Gorko's bringing up fucking pop axis. I'll try and edit this half out, if anything.
Alright, well, let's try now.
And we're back.
Is Marty, can you hear Marty?
I mean, that's my wife is paying attention in the other room, and she can just tell me.
My wife came downstairs.
She came downstairs. That's
to tell dedication.
Me. Alright, we're good. We're good.
I think there was a hot mic moment because I think Gorgar heard you talking about pop axis.
No, I just said that he was asking about it. I didn't say anything bad either way.
Hot mic, you missed Marty saying all the terrible things. Jeez, that was fun.
Yeah, that was a first.
Yeah, Gorgar heard you. Gorgar heard you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hot mic. Yeah, he didn't say anything wrong. What happened with pop axis? Jesus, long story.
That's stupid drama.
The stupid drama, the internet drama, and that was it. And apparently, it's spreading to other websites as well because other websites are kind of blocking their chat functionality. I don't know. It was a good idea. Sound like a good idea.
It really was. I was excited about it, and then like I said, I saw the one video we had 300 comments, and I got really excited. Then I noticed that none of it had to do with our video.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, let's get back to
okay. Let's start
regular
all
schedule
over.
program.
Let's just start all over.
Yeah. So we can
welcome once again to the Movies and Stuff Show. My name is Dan, and joining me for a completely normal episode of this week is Marty.
Happy New Year, everybody! Welcome to 2018 Movies and Stuff Show. Off to a rocking good start. You know
what we were talking about before, which you might not know, is Talia had asked in the chat why we weren't, why we're not going to review All the Money in the World this week, and the reason was I have a cold, and I couldn't get out to go see it. We were planning to today. We're not. Instead, Marty went to go see Pitch Perfect 3 over the weekend, so he's going to do a review of Pitch Perfect 3, and then we're going to talk about some comedy trilogies, and that's going to be the episode for this week. And then we were kind of talking about Phantom Thread and how excited I am to see Phantom Thread, and Marty said, well, it's only playing in 4 theaters right now. And I said, well, I think it's January 19th. It really comes out. And Marty's like, yeah, I got in right before the Oscar deadline. And then I said, well, I think it's definitely going to get nominated for at least Best Actor. And then Marty said, well, why not? Because Daniel Day-Lewis is going to get nominated for everything. And then we started talking about Daniel Day-Lewis and how great of an actor he was. And then we started talking about how awesome it would be to talk about all of his movie roles. And then Marty said individual scenes and how he can talk about how great he was in Lincoln. And then I was about to get in my story about Lincoln, and that's when Marty's sound died.
I don't think it ever died. I don't think they ever heard me. And it took for like 3 minutes for anyone to notice and care that you couldn't hear what I was saying.
Yeah. Gorkul Nacho Dede. Oh my god, who gives a shit? Apparently not you, so go fuck off. Happy New Year.
I think every show should be me talking to you without anyone hearing, and then you just relaying what's going on. I think that would work out better.
Why not? Why not?
Mike Francesa did it for like 30 years, where he would just talk to his producers, and no one would be able to hear what the other guy was saying. He would just be nodding, and hey, it worked. So we could have that.
Yeah, just learn sign language or something.
I had a quick 8th grade lesson of sign language, and we only learned how to do one song, and then that was it.
Gurkle saying, if I need to sacrifice a baby to get Abe back, I should do it. Abe's gone. I just
this thing that we got rid of Abe or something. Abe doesn't. Abe left. We didn't,
Well, Abe's literally leaving. He's literally leaving this country, and that's why he's no longer doing the show. He's being deported.
We would love to have Abe back.
But... We would. Anyway, I don't know if we have time for my extended story about Lincoln. Let's just say I got my wisdom teeth taken out. I was high on drugs, and I saw Lincoln, and I thought it was like the greatest thing I ever fucking saw. I'm afraid to watch it again because I don't.
You've never watched it again?
No, I'm afraid.
Oh my! You must not have Showtime, because Showtime plays Lincoln, I think, every other day.
Oh no, I do have Showtime. I'm just afraid to watch it again because my issue is. My issue is, can it live up to those really super high, hopped up, got my wisdom teeth taken out, drugs expectations? I don't think it can.
So I'm on Goofballs watching Lincoln. There you
go. Marty, take a couple minutes. Talk about Pitch Perfect 3.
I must say, I really like the Pitch Perfect movies. It's a funny thing to say out loud, but I really do. And then, as in any comedic trilogy we'll talk about, there's really never a need to do more than one of a comedy, but as always, the first one came out and it didn't even do that well in the theaters. It did very well. The first time I ever saw it was on HBO, and it did really well in on demand and download and stuff like that. So they came out with the second one in 2015, and it made like $300 million. So it was
ridiculous.
Yeah,
that was
huge.
What was that movie that came out? The George Clooney one. It was a Disney one.
Miles
from Tomorrowland or something like that, or
Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
And
Miles from Tomorrowland is actually the. Oh god. I'm sorry, I'm reading the chat. Zing. So yeah, Tomorrowland was supposed to be this big movie, and Pitch Perfect 2 came out and just kind of like decimated it. Like,
it was
out of nowhere.
They gave it a May release in 2015. It was huge, and so like I said, we'll talk about it, how it compares. I compared it to The Hangover on Twitter, and that the first one was great, so they did it again, and the second one's always not as good, and the third one can either go either one of it, two ways. You could save it. Sometimes it's much better, or it just gets progressively worse. And these Pitch Perfect movies have gotten progressively worse as you go along. But you either like them or you don't. But I enjoy the stupid singing and the dumb jokes and interaction. But I mean, as far as plot goes, it's probably one of the dumber things I've ever seen in my life. You get within 2 minutes, you get right into it. That's the only good thing about it. They don't, they're not trying to reinvent the world. It's like, oh, this is the premise, and just either you like it or you don't. They go on a USO. You've seen the commercials. They've been yeah. They take part in the USO tour. It's the nicest USO tour I've ever seen in my life. They go to Italy, they go to Rome, and they wrap it around this idea that they're going against some other people, and the best person is going to get to open for what's his name, DJ Khaled on his tour. So that's the big MacGuffin, we'll say, of the movie. And the stupidest side plot that anyone's ever really written is Fat Amy, the Rebel Wilson's character. Her dad is mysteriously comes forward as John Lithgow, who is a Australian drug lord of some kind. That's probably the worst Australian accent I've ever heard. God bless him. And he kidnaps them, takes them on a boat. It's just horrible. The plot itself is really dumb, but I really enjoyed the movie. I can't lie, because you like these kind of movies and you can laugh along and just have fun with those little the jokes are the same kind of Elizabeth Bank jokes that we've seen the last couple movies. So on that level, I really did enjoy it, but I can't sit here and tell you it's some kind of good movie or it's a good film or you should go rush out and see it. It's still, they like in most cases, it's made much less than the last one. So far, it's made $90 million, but as it also is always the case, the third one cost much more than the first one.
This one wants more money.
Yeah, everyone wanted more money. So and for some reason they said, "Hey, let's film in Italy, Paris, and fucking Germany for no reason."
No,
So
not for no reason. Basically,
no,
it's like, hey, we made a lot of money in the second one. I want to travel the world. I mean,
yeah. So I mean,
there's no
Anna Kendrick
reason to
coming.
record, film in all these areas.
Yeah,
Soundstage in Toronto or Vancouver would do just fine.
yeah, that would be too much to ask.
Yeah.
So the big end of it is, Anna Kendrick gets to, it's the whole, well, we want Anna Kendrick, we don't want the Bellas or whatever, and she has that dumb moment where she has to decide, does she want to go on? It's fine, but hey, so she gets the recording deal or the big, job with DJ Khaled, and it's fine. But like I said, it's a funny thing about comedy trilogies in which they're never necessary. It's always the same kind of thing where one kind of comes out of nowhere and makes money, and you either can be creative with it, which some people do, but it's rare, or it's just as we get out, I could bring it back to The Hangover, where it's you kind of just retelling the same jokes for two straight movies and hoping everyone just comes back from. So that's where the main discussion of our episode was going to be, whether or not we can find a comedy trilogy that was worthwhile. And there's a few lists I've seen would have to be, you kind of have to define what you think is a comedy, because most are saying Back to the Future as the best one, but it's not. It certainly has funny aspects to it, but I wouldn't think of Back to the Future as a comedy trilogy.
Yeah.
More of a not action, but adventure.
Before we get into this, Gorgor's asking, do you think his wife would like it?
My wife came.
Liked it, right?
Yeah, she was here. My wife went to the movie with me as well. She enjoyed it. Yeah.
That would be kind of sad if you went by yourself, Marty, to go see Pitch Perfect 3.
That would be.
I know we're a film review show and all, but if you did not take your wife,
I take this job seriously. I have to go see these things. Huh?
Yeah, Gorko's not making friends today in the chat.
Yeah, I don't know what happened here.
This New Year, he's mad about 2018.
It's it's off to a cold start. It's not
brutal. I don't know where everyone lives, but I was talking to Abe. Abe said that it was a balmy -3 in Missouri right now. So compared to our 9 degrees, it was a heat wave for him. It's been a cold winter.
Yeah, it's not getting much better either. So.
No. Okay. So, all right. We'll look at it this way. I would consider Back to the Future sci-fi comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Then again, so the latest one I said is Hangover, which I think everyone agrees the first one was good, and they got progressively worse. So much so that I don't even like.
Progressively worse? Oh, I don't know. I think the second one's worse than the third. I think.
The second one was almost a reshoot, and just in a different way.
The second one was terrible.
Yeah. But by the third one, I didn't care anymore about any of these people. So, like, one good thing, Pitch Perfect, like I said, the plot's ridiculous, but I still like the people in the movie. By the time we get to the end, I didn't care if any of these people died in Hangover 3. By that point. So
let's see. So 2 was Bangkok, right? That's where.
Yeah.
Okay. So. A couple funny scenes in that, but no, I think overall 2. I think three's better than 2 in that series. Okay. Not to say that 3's fantastic.
No, it's not good. No. And that one made the 1 and 2 made like almost $300 million just domestically.
Yeah.
And then third one made like 115 or something. So it was a huge drop.
There's no need to. First one's good. I think first.
That's what I'm saying. They're so like Pitch Perfect 1 is so good too, but I understand it's hard to argue with these people. They make money. They're just going to keep trying to recreate it. It's hard to, even especially with comedy. It's hard to get a good comedy. So, but I mean, to keep just and then some other ones we've seen. Another one is claiming Toy Story as a comedy trilogy, which is more. It's hard to really argue that one. I mean, they're great, but I don't know if it's hard with the animation to really put them against anything else.
Yeah. I don't know if I can consider that comedy. I'm seeing Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
I would say my issue is the first one's not as much of a comedy. The second 2 are. So the first one's straight up horror. Like,
Yeah.
Evil Dead 1 is straight up horror, and then Evil Dead 2 adds the comedic elements, and then Army of Darkness. And then I don't have the channel anymore, but Ash vs. the Evil Dead was excellent from what I
Yeah.
saw. Amazing. Yeah.
Some of the worst ones are in the sports genre because you have Major League, which
Okay, yeah. That's
which
a
was
good dump.
first one's great. One of the sins that they can make sometimes with some of these is they waited way too long for the second one.
Yeah.
And so they tried to make a movie that was set the next year, and everyone's like 10 years older.
Right.
Just didn't make it as. And then another issue sometimes have is casting problems, where not everyone comes back because there was a pretty huge drop off between Wesley Snipes and Omar Epps in that second one. And then the third one, I'm not even sure if that got theatrically released.
Oh, the buzz.
Back to the Minors. Yeah.
Abe, we're not saying Major League 1 is bad. Come on.
No, God, no. We're talking
Major
about
League 1 is amazing. Come on.
No, we love Major League. No,
Oh,
that's not it.
Abe, bro.
And in that same vein, you have the Mighty Ducks,
Ugh.
which
come on, dude. Dude, really? That's considered comedy? I mean,
I would imagine it's not a drama. I mean, there was some dramatic. The first one where.
I mean, can kids' movies be considered comedies? I mean, I'm almost throwing this with the Toy Story 3.
Well, the next one I was going to mention was Bad News Bears,
Okay, that's not kids' movies though.
but that got horribly worse as it went on.
Sure, but those aren't kids' movies.
From Houston in the second one, and then they moved to Tokyo for the third one.
Do you think because it got less racist?
That's always a problem,
Yeah.
and that was a huge problem with the remake.
Yeah. Cars trilogy. Cars. That is definitely going to be a trilogy. That's only going to be the 3.
Yeah.
3 Cars. Same thing. Animated. Despicable Me. I think Despicable Me 1, 2, and 3 are all excellent, and even Minions is really excellent. But they're going to make more of those, so you can't really consider them.
Yeah, it's hard. There are a couple of
keep making
trilogies that the third one was good, but then they made a fourth or fifth. There's like Lethal Weapon 3, I like, but then they went and made 4 with the Chris Rock one, which was pretty shitty.
Was that? Yeah, that was 4. Was that the one with Jet Li?
Yeah,
I didn't hate that one.
it was too much.
Unnecessary.
Yeah.
And
And then what was the other one that got ruined with the fourth one? I really like Mission Impossible 3. Not so much comedy was, but and then that kept going, and I really lost track of that one.
Comedy trilogies. What about Naked Gun?
That was right. 33 and a third.
It's not terrible. It's not
terrible.
terrible. It's not
Definitely not terrible.
The first one's amazing.
Yeah.
The second one's still pretty good. It was the second one the one where they go to the Oscars, or is that the third one?
That's the third one.
That's the third one. I don't know, man. That third one's not bad.
You got Anna Nicole Smith, and
not terrible.
Some of her best work.
Not terrible. That first one though, my God. Come on.
That works. That works with trilogy. Because it's a crime thing as well, so you gotta just keep going with new cases. So it's a little easier than just saying, "Hey, it's a new baseball season," or it's a,
Beverly Hills Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop. I think you have to say that got worse as it kept going.
Yeah.
Same with Rush Hour.
Rush Hour. I don't think I've seen anything past the first one. Here's one for you. Austin Powers.
I was never a huge Austin Powers fan. Did they do 3 of those, or did they get to 4 on that one?
I think they did 3. I think they stopped at 3.
The Gold Member was really.
I thought that was
really
3.
bad.
That was the one with Beyonce, right? I think that's 3.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah.
And that kind of ruined him. Sad.
Robert Maley's joining us saying Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a trilogy.
The earlier ones, yeah.
The earlier ones.
But I'm not sure the third one got a theatrical release.
No, it did not. It certainly did not.
So there's a few of those categories too, where they had to, like Lion King had so many of them, but they were all on DVD or whatever. Even like, I'm not sure Major League 3 made theaters. I'll have to look at that one. Some sites are counting the Ocean series.
Yes, those are probably the best. I mean, and I've ranted about the Ocean's movies before on this show. I'm sure if you go through the archives, you can see my love of the Ocean's movies. I probably go 1, 3, 2
Yeah, that's
on
yeah,
that
that's a
ranking.
good example of a one where the second one wasn't as good, but they kind of ended it well. And now
Like
we'll
the second
third.
one, the second one's good. It's just it's way
It,
too much. Like
it
they
was
keep
just an odd
adding and
way to
adding and
tell the
adding and adding.
story
Yeah,
too. With the second one, they were kind
right.
of told in reverse somehow
Yeah.
again, as they usually do. But it's just like by the end, you're like, oh, okay.
It's got
Yeah.
some good stuff in it. It definitely got some good stuff in it. But the third one's with Pacino, right?
Third one with Pacino
It was
back
so
in
good,
Vegas.
so
It
good.
worked.
Yeah.
Men in Black. First one, great. At the end of that, wow.
Yeah.
That one,
Um. Yeah. Yeah. The first one's good. The Cornetto trilogy does count. Um, and I think that's a really good one, start to finish. It's Shaun of the Dead, Hot
yeah.
Fuzz, and World's End.
Harold and Kumar. How do we feel about that one? They got to 3 somehow.
Harold and Kumar, still kind of funny. Like
Yeah.
I actually like the Guantanamo Bay one. I found pretty funny, and then the Christmas one has some really good moments too. They're dumb fun. I mean, what do
Yeah.
you expect from Harold and Kumar? They're dumb fun. We gotta drink up because Ghostbusters is kind of a trilogy, right? I mean,
It's technically in the same.
no, I can't. No, there's
No,
no way that POS can exist.
no, it's not. It's actually not in the same world, so
I'm
it doesn't count as a trilogy.
I'm a fan of Ghostbusters 2. I think it gets a really bad rap, but it was unnecessary. It wasn't needed, but I think it's a bad rap. I think Ghostbusters 2 is pretty good.
And that was one where the third one was in the works for 20 years. They kept
Right.
trying to make it, and Bill Murray would always say no, or someone would say no.
Yeah.
What was the other one? I just had it. Fuck. Those we mentioned. Oh, Meet the Parents.
Oh. Eh,
Got 3.
yeah.
Because then it was Meet the Fockers, where they went all Jewy with the Barbara Streisand and Dustin Hoffman.
Can you say that?
I think the way they acted in that one, I think you're allowed to say it because that was pretty atrocious.
Do we have a hot mic situation again? Is
I
Marty's
mean,
mic out?
if that's how you're gonna play it, I get to you get what you can take because that was just horrible. And then the third one was meeting I think the Little Fockers.
Hmm,
I'm not even sure if I saw that one.
I don't know. It's not the
And
first one.
also Ben Stiller, the Museum trilogy.
Oh, the museum.
Yeah, which again another one was great at the beginning. The first one everyone loved, and then they just hey, we're gonna make more of these. And no one cared anymore. And it's like it just ruins some of these. Like I don't think well of Hangover anymore because of
It's tough to watch.
Alright.
We need a delay because of your comments before.
No.
Pink Panther, hell yeah, Gurgar. Thank you. I don't know if that's a trilogy. Were there more than 3?
Well, the latest one they made does that
No,
count?
no.
Is that a
No. Shot in the Dark, though. Excellent movie.
Look, we've had out of we've mentioned what 15 or so by now. I think we've 3 or 4 we say were worthy.
Yeah. Let's see, Pink Panther movies. I'm trying to see how many of those there were. 'Cause I don't think there's more than 3, though. All right. Yeah, there's more than 3. Shot in the Dark, though. Fantastic. So good. You ever see Shot in the Dark?
I don't think so.
Oh my god, Peter Sellers. So amazing. I used to watch that all the time. It's from 64. Yeah.
There was also a Jackass trilogy.
Yes.
I'm not
Yes,
sure
there
if that,
was.
it's not scripted, so it's not as
Is it, Marty?
I mean,
Is it? I'd watch the Jackass movies. I'm not gonna lie.
oh, I've watched them all. They're all. I think again they got, like I said, as most things, it got less funny as they kept going. But
Throughout this whole show, I've been holding back both coughs and sneezes.
you're
By
a
the
pro.
end, it's just gonna explode.
You're a pro.
When we're having the sound issues, that would have been the perfect time for me to cough and or sneeze. But no, I'm just trying to hold it back. Anything else? Anything else? Comedy trilogies?
Comedy-wise, no, but we can branch out
Let's
as
do
far
trilogies. Let's just talk about trilogies in general because
and mainly, is there one where the third? Because there's so many where the third one is just the weakest link.
third
So,
is the weakest link, or okay, third is the weakest link. Original Star Wars trilogy,
original Star Wars. Most people complain
and
about that.
again, it's weakest by default, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
And yet then the next Star Wars trilogy, the third one, is the strongest of the three.
yeah, but that is also because the other two were so bad that it's just by default.
Gorko, we were talking about Evil Dead before. What are you doing? Did you miss that whole part of the conversation?
Might have been
Talking about Evil Dead.
Might have been where he was assaulting my wife.
Yeah, possibly. Oh man. Lord of the Rings trilogies.
That was on TNT again because anytime it's a holiday, it's on TNT. And I must say, I know Return of the King won the best Oscar that year, but it's not my favorite of the three.
Oh, it's not. It's not.
And
it won because it was the all
just the culmination. Yeah, but
right.
the last act, the ending of that movie.
Which one?
Watching Return of the King.
Yeah.
Oh no, there were, I guess whatever TNT was. I think TNT just showed theatrical
Gorkwell,
release.
I got the joke. Gorkwell. I know. I got the joke.
But like I said, that movie drags the fuck on.
It's a rough like hour ending.
Yeah, and every time you think, oh, that's
No.
all right, no, oh well, and it's just all right. I remember even in the theater, I was saying, all right, I'm I gotta go.
First one is the best of the three.
I like
the second one's most enjoyable though. If you're talking about like a straight up standalone film, that first Lord of the Rings movie, start to finish, beat for beat, progression, how everything plays out, the ending, all of it works as the best film on its own. But that second one is the most enjoyable.
Yeah.
So much fun. Like Helm's Deep is still like one of my favorite things ever. And the whole scene where it's just like look to the light, and and then Gandalf comes and just like barrels down.
I was watching again. I was watching yesterday, and I was always amazed at how well the strategy was for the orcs. They had good plans.
Yeah, they weren't dumb.
The ladders with all the people on them going up to the thing.
Well, they had smart leadership.
Yeah, they were catapulting other dead bodies' heads at one point, which is just frightening as well as
They did. It's hard to see that those orcs progressed into the orcs in Bright.
Yeah, because they did not have
hashtag
synergy. Get on that.
Boom.
Because they didn't know what they were doing over there.
Synergy.
And if it wasn't for the magic eagles all the time and stuff, I think the orcs could have won those wars.
I think so. They were Gandalf away from winning those wars.
They really had the better strategy.
So let's see what other we got the Dark Knight trilogy.
Again, that is the third one. I would say the least.
Is it? Well, it's the least liked, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it. I understand the points people make about it that they don't like.
I see. I have more plot issues with the second one. It's still enjoyable as shit, and I don't want to trash it. But there's so many plot issues with that second one. If you just start peeling it apart, it starts not making sense, and I don't want to do that.
Well, the third one lives and dies with if you like Bane, and you can handle the voice thing.
Which I do.
And then, but the main thing people complain is the whole bomb thing and the, dropping the nuke and somehow no one gets hurt and he gets away somehow. And it's one of the bigger
books.
What the fuck? That's the biggest comic book thing.
It's comic books.
You had to do a lot of because he's Batman in that movie.
Well, because come on, because he's Batman.
It's harder with the that works for the comic book because that was a standalone unto itself thing.
Right.
But so many of them just keep going. It's hard to pin down a trilogy.
Well,
the original Spider-Man.
You get the X-Men. You get the X-Men trilogy. With the third one is so awesome.
Third ones are always, and even the last third one, they made a joke in the movie how the third one's always the worst.
Yeah.
So, The Last Stand. No, was it third one? The original third one was The Last Stand. Really, that was just bad. Good. And then even the last New Class one that they just did, the Apocalypse.
Good. Yeah, that was so bad. Especially because the first two, the second one was great.
You're adding, Oscar Isaacs, and somehow it gets worse. That was baffling.
Spider-Man.
The first Spider-Man, the third
Spider-Man
one.
Trilogy.
The third one was pretty awesome. Again, the Spider-Man 2 was great. and then they just kind of crammed 4 movies into one there for the last one because of
again, it's not terrible, but it's the weakest of the three.
when you ruin a good character, when you take a character like Venom and somehow ruin it, it's hard to get away with that one. I mean,
the Bourne movies, is that a trilogy?
the original one was, but then they brought on. They've done 2 more since.
Yeah.
One, Matt Damon came back for the last one, so
that doesn't count then. I don't care.
Yeah.
I do like the Fistful movie, the Fistful of Dollars movies.
Yeah.
What is it? Fistful of Dollars, Few Dollars More. Can't remember the third one. What's the third one? Someone tell me what the third one is. But it's good.
It's hard to find one that wasn't planned. Like, you know, all the good ones were planned trilogies that work out, but ones that just kind of keep going as, you know, because they're making money or just because.
I guess the Once Upon a Time in Mexico movies, right?
Yeah.
Those just kept happening.
It was hard to even. They had the same actors.
Good, bad, and the ugly. See, geez, how the fuck did I miss that one, Gorgar? Thank you.
I think it was Danny Trejo's character dies in each one of them somehow, but he's just there again.
Back, yeah.
What did you think of the Hobbit trilogy?
No.
Yeah,
no.
That was a big no.
Terrible. I'm not a fan of the Hobbit movies. I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt because everyone kept saying how bad they were. Powered through them. A waste of like 13 hours of my time.
And that was, again, it's almost the same as, not as big of an issue that you had with the Hunger Games trilogy, where they were stretching out the story just to make more movies and get more money out of them.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, especially with The Hobbit, because The Hobbit was, 200 pages or something? The original?
Yeah.
And somehow got 3 books, and they added, Legolas somehow, which he wasn't in. Yeah, so I don't know if they're they don't get as much shit as the prequels for Star Wars, but I think those are pretty bad. Those two.
Have we talked about, even again, weakest? The third one's the weakest, but all in might be the best trilogy, just because of the strength of the first 2. Godfather.
I think that's
the Godfather 1 and 2. The strength of both of those just carry that trilogy.
But that's almost the example for shitty third movies, though.
Yeah, man. Oh, so terrible.
But again, it doesn't get as much shit because people just don't talk about it.
Because the first 2 are so good. I mean, are you Godfather 1 or Godfather 2 person?
I've watched it so many times, the ultimate cut version.
Yeah, so it's hard for
that
you
it's hard to. But I think one is definitely better for me.
I'm a 2 person. I'm a 2.
I just think the end of 2 isn't as satisfying as the end of 1, because the end of 2 was just petty killings and minor guys that you're just knocking off for spite.
Yeah.
Where the first one, he's knocking off all the heads of the families and the brothers, and And James Caan in the first one is so good.
Yeah. But De Niro in the second one. I mean, the flashback stuff is so fantastic. I mean, so amazing. I got to see that, the AMC 25. The Empire 25 in Times Square. They used to do summer movies where they play like the classics, and they did Godfather 2 one summer, and so I got to see that on the big screen. It's pretty fantastic.
And the third one, though, it's hard to imagine why they would do that.
Hannibal Lecter trilogy.
Yeah, that's
Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal, Red Dragon.
Yeah, but again, I think Red Dragon is considered the worst.
Take Red Dragon out and put Manhunter in.
There you go.
Hashtag synergy, because we talked about Manhunter a long time. The new Trek trilogy. What about the new Trek trilogy? Same thing. Second one is awful.
Second one's really bad.
First one's amazing, and the third one's fun and really good.
Third one's fun, but it made so little money that they scrapped what they were doing, it seems.
Well, now Tarantino gets it, though, right?
Yeah, I don't even know if that's real.
It is. I think he's going to get it. I think he's going to do it.
It's just... someone brought up Scorpion King. There's another one where the first one came out of nowhere and everyone loved. And we thought we were getting the renaissance of Brendan Fraser. But that also kind of kickstarted The Rock's career. Because that was his first movie, I believe. That that spin-off they did that.
Yeah. Get some good ones in the Reanimator. Yes, I agree. Reanimator. Die Hard.
Again, the third one is
but they
very
kept going
good,
on and
but
on.
they kept going.
Yeah, they kept going on.
Four
The original
is
so good.
almost 4 is like, oh, okay. But the 5th one is borderline just offensive.
Couldn't keep the coffin. Stopped.
But yeah, I could argue the 3rd one might be the best one in that Die Hard franchise. So that's a good example.
First one's the best. No, first one's still the best.
First one's the best, but 3 could be better than 2.
3's really good. Oh, 3's better than 2. Yeah, 2 gets a bad rap, but 3's better than 2. I agree.
Yeah, but they ruined that hard.
Blade trilogy, I guess, kind of takes dump with Blade 3, right? Blade Trinity.
Matrix.
Matrix. Oh, that's rough, man. Like that. Can you say that there was ever so much hype surrounding a sequel that just kind of like everyone wanted a sequel to that? I wanted a sequel to that. Who wants sequels to movies? I wanted a sequel to the Matrix. I wanted to see more of it, and it was just, oh, that's what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know if they didn't have the plan.
No plan.
But yeah, again, the first one came out again, Keanu Reeves hadn't been doing anything for a while.
Yeah.
But he's got another one going now. I'm assuming there'll be a John Wick 3.
Yeah, I think there'll be a John Wick 3.
But I already see that. I think 2 was slightly less regarded than the first one. So
sure.
It's following that trend. Jaws, someone mentioned.
Jaws. Yeah.
I don't know if you can. Jaws 3D.
Don't need more than one Jaws movie.
Were there again? They're remaking them, so it's hard. But the original Jurassic Parks.
Those are all fun.
Yeah, but again, I would say it got progressively worse.
Yes, it did. Mad Max trilogy, pretty good.
I'm not a huge Mad Max guy.
No,
but I
Mad Max, got Road Warrior, and then Beyond Thunderdome. All 3 are enjoyable movies.
Did they do a 3rd Escape movie?
Escape.
New York, L.A.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, Kurt Russell.
No, I don't think
Lovely
so.
franchise. I'm surprised it has to be remade yet.
The 3 Takens, right?
3. Oh yeah, I put that with the Hangover class.
Oh, Thunderdome didn't suck, Gorkwill. It's not terrible. Pusher trilogy is good. Pusher trilogy is good.
I must say will be one of our least technically sound shows, but I'm enjoying the interaction we're getting.
Yeah, people are good. Terminator trilogy.
Wow. Again, it's
T1, T2, so strong.
We're gonna count those 3. We're not gonna matter with everything else that's happened, I suppose.
Gorgar, yes, Abe is totally sleeping. He totally missed that whole conversation about that earlier.
I think Abe's behind.
That's fine. He's half watching. There must be some. What games are on tonight?
Basketball's back. Isaiah Thomas is back with the Celtics.
Okay, so he's
got the nickel on that at least.
Cleveland, not back with the Celtics.
Sorry, I apologize. They're playing the Celtics tomorrow. That's
yes. Yeah.
T3 is so bad.
T3 is not good. I actually enjoy the Christian Bale one more than T3.
Yes, it was dumb, but I was upset that they didn't at least try to keep that going.
Yeah.
It was definitely better. I would rather have seen a sequel of that than that Genesis nonsense they put out.
Yeah, Genesis.
Genesis. And now they're doing a 3rd random. They're just going again without acknowledging that one too. I think they're just gonna. Cameron keeps teasing he's gonna do something with it, but
here's a great trilogy, and people are gonna argue on this one. And then it kind of kept going and going and going and didn't do so great. Alien 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
People have issues with Alien 3. I don't. I enjoy Alien 3. It was David Fincher.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy it. Alien 1 and 2, both great.
And then we might not get a 3rd of this new one. There was some news last week where people did not like Covenant, which I think we were mixed on when we reviewed that one.
Another one that probably went a step too far and is going to continue going far. Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that could have been the 3 that was really
solid,
frozen in time and perfect. But
even
then
though the 3rd one's kind of a
third one is silly, but it's it was fine.
Yeah.
But then the crystal skulls. Is that what it was?
Yep.
Wow.
Oh.
I don't know what they're doing with that one. I know they're making a new one, but I just don't know when it's
It's gotta be soon. I mean,
yeah.
Harrison's gonna crash a plane one of these days.
We got I don't think we're getting a third Blade Runner, so you won't know that
Why
one.
not?
What was the other one?
Clerks. Clerks had a trilogy, right?
No, I don't. There were so many movies in that world, but it wasn't just Clerks 1 and 2.
No, there's Clerks 3. Am I smoking crack here? Am I wrong? Is it, maybe I'm wrong. No, I guess not. Maybe say Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
that
of.
was the third.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was the third. So it's Clerks 1, 2, and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Is that
and
considered like it might be considered a trilogy.
I suppose.
Well, I guess
Mallrats was in that
is
world. Yeah.
quasi in there, but not really, right? Yeah. It feels like the chat is actually more in sync with what we're saying, because I'm saying stuff and then people are commenting right away.
It's nice.
No, it is. It is. What else we got? Is that it? Are those?
Well, there's been so many that have now branched out into 7. You know, the Transformers had a trilogy. We'll call it the Shia LaBeouf trilogy. That did well, but they've kept going with those.
Addams Family? Did they have
Addams Family?
I don't think I had a third one.
Values was good.
Addams Family was fantastic. I think the third one might have been straight to video.
Yeah, that was one of the rare. That one and Wayne's World 2, I would say, are the 2 rare comedic sequels that were better than the original, or at least were lived up to it. I think they could have. Wayne's World 3 at this point would be funny. I think.
I think they should probably consider it.
old Wayne and old Garth just gonna.
You could probably use a paycheck at this point. Yeah.
Dana Carvey, yeah, he probably could. He can, and then.
Is there a trilogy? Is there 2 out there? We'll start wrapping up. Are there 2 out there that you expect a third, or they shouldn't do a third? Because I'm thinking of like Anchorman. They should never do a third. Never do a third of that.
2 was bad. I really did not like Anchorman 2. A lot of those Will Ferrell ones, they should leave well enough alone.
Yeah.
What's coming? Anything coming out this year? That's a trilogy. I mean, it's those animated ones are easy to. They just keep doing.
Yeah,
those.
you just keep doing them. Why not?
Again, the franchise ones aren't the same, really. They're just gonna keep pumping those out. We're doing Fast 9, I think, sometime soon.
I mean, at this point, is it now 3 trilogies? Bill and Ted definitely needs a third.
Yeah.
When we talked,
Keanu's been talking about doing that.
Keanu's been talking about it when we interviewed David Patrick Kelly. He had mentioned interest in doing another Wayne's World movie. He played Death in Wayne's World 2. He was definitely interested in returning as Death in Bill and Ted. So not Wayne's World. In Bill and Ted 3. So I'm trying to see if there's any more. I think we'd covered like a bunch of them.
Resident Evil had a lot. I don't know if there were just 3 of those. Wasn't there?
Yeah, I think there's more than.
All those, the horror ones too. You can talk for days, but those kind of.
Yeah. There's a ton of horror ones, but
they change their rules and do other fucking things and remakes and whatever, going back in time and prequels, and it's hard to get a Scream. What I think they did 4 Screams.
Yeah, I think they got past the 3rd Scream.
Yeah.
Don't talk about Ghost Rider, or Abel start talking. Don't you talk about Nicolas Cage to Abe.
Oh, I tweeted out a trailer for the new Nicolas Cage movie. I think we might have to review this just for fun. If we do 10 minutes on a show for it.
I'm down. Anything.
It's him, and it's almost like a Purge thing, but the parents in this town go nuts, and they just start trying to kill all their kids. I think it's coming out. It's on demand sometime this month. We might have to check that out.
Absolutely, I'm down.
We have to bring that up.
Great. It's funny too. I watched. Did you see Snowden? Did you see Snowden? This Oliver Stone movie?
Yes.
Nick Cage has a pretty good cameo in that.
Yeah, he was the
He's the teacher that kind of got.
Yeah, the guy they stick in the office because he asked too many questions, kind of character.
Yeah. Right.
And he was just he was good in that
cameo. I thought that was a good, nice little.
He's good in small doses.
He can't carry a film anymore, though.
No, nothing that's. Oh, the movie. I thought it was called. The movie's called Mom and Dad.
Okay.
And it's
We're gonna
Nick
check it
Cage,
out.
Nick Cage and Selma Blair.
Anyone who wants to review that with us, let us know.
You know,
He
do
was good in
whatever.
Kick-Ass. Gorgar makes a good point. Again, small doses.
He was batshit in that movie, though. God bless him.
It was awesome.
Yeah, they didn't do a third one of that. Really, that could have.
Probably could have done a third.
You could have done a third there, but I think even
so. The
two
second one
was.
started probably
But,
dropping off money-wise.
yeah, definitely.
That girl was getting kind of old.
And a little more famous, so she didn't really need to play that character.
Was there 3 Porky's movies? Someone in the chat. Let me know if there's 3 Porky's movies.
They would have came up on the trilogy search I did, so
Porky's
I can't.
Revenge? Was it?
How many Nerds movies were there?
4, I think.
Yeah.
I think there's 3 Porky's. Someone let me know. There's 3 Porky's. Someone mentioned earlier the Pusher movies. Yes. Pusher trilogy. Great. Hashtag synergy.
Yeah, so okay, someone said Mom and Dad there. I think Monkey's Head wants to get on that Mom and Dad review, so we'll get it.
All right. Cool.
Did the Loathing in Vegas? There's only 2 of those, right?
There was technically only one. I mean, if you count Where the Buffalo Roam,
Yeah.
which is the Bill Murray one, and then they did Rum Punch.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did 3. There's technically 3 Hunter S. Thompson ones out there. But yeah. Okay. RoboCop? RoboCop 1, 2, 3? Are we getting really down to the nitty gritty here?
Oh man, that was and then were there 3 Predators? Right? Yeah, there were. Right?
It was Predator 1, Predator 2, and then Alien versus Predator. I don't know if they actually made a Predator 3.
Again, that's where yeah.
And now they're making a new Predator.
The rules start changing there.
Dumb and Dumber.
Wow, yeah. Well, there was one.
There's Dumb and Dumber, then the prequel, When Harry Met Lloyd, and then
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber 2. I didn't even see that one.
Dumb and Dumberer, I believe, was the second one.
That was the second one. That was
And the third one was Dumb and Dumber TOO.
yes.
I did not even like the first one of that movie, so I can't even.
I'm not a huge fan of it. I liked it when it first came out.
I remember that came out mid '90s. Had to be like
Cam Neely was great in it.
Yeah, I remember like sitting there, and I was probably whatever it was, 12, 13. Everyone laughing. I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck is this? And it was one of the few times I wanted to walk out of the movie. That again, those were big in the that was big in the late 90s.
Why are we fucking right off now? Because we're talking about Dumb and Dumber. Is that it? I sometimes he just says fuck right off, and I don't know what we're actually saying. That is tongue.
It might just be to someone saying, "Yep, it was a trilogy." And just said fuck right off. I don't know.
No, I think he's talking about Dumb and Dumber.
I understand people love it. I don't know. It didn't work. I'm not a big fart joke guy. It's just me. Police Academy had more than 3, I think.
Friday. There's 3 Friday movies. Yeah. Friday, next Friday, Friday after next.
Yeah, our friend Nick swears
By the Friday movies.
that the second Friday is one of the funniest movies of all time. I don't get it. I love them. It's but the original one is great. I thought, but I just that was one of those ones where they changed the characters, and I thought it got worse. But he swears by it.
Here's trilogy for Abe. I think he knows them. Tetsuo. It's Iron Man, Body Hammer, Bullet Man. I think he's talked about it before.
And Police Academy, I swear, did 4 of those. Because they had the Miami one, which was god awful. That was the first. And then what else had 4? Then that 80s.
See, Abe is talking about Tetsuo. He knows. He knows what I'm talking about.
And it's a shame none of the we can't get any more superhero trilogies because we just never know if they're going to end anymore.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, I mean,
because even there, you like Iron Man 3, but
I do. Yeah, same thing. It goes 1, 3, 2. And
yeah,
Iron Man.
I guess we just had our Thor 3 this year.
Yeah, but they'll probably make another one of those. Maybe.
Yeah, so it's hard to.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a bunch of police academies, like I said.
Yeah, I think so. All right.
This is, like I said, we just threw this one together kind of on the
Yeah,
fly
last minute.
because Dan was sick and it's cold out.
Yeah, post nasal drip
And I thought, it's good to get a little chat going here.
yeah. Listen, yeah. Say what you will about these the views that we get on these list shows. Chat was bumping.
I checked our stats before we went on. They're like 75% of our people watched our show without subscribing. So anybody who does, can you just hit the button there? We don't bother you. We swear we don't bother you with alerts or anything like that. It's very
Only if you want to. Only if you want to sign up for alerts.
We're not in, we don't bug you.
All right. We got off to a really rough start. But
yeah,
I think we finished strong. So happy first show of the year. Get the first show jitters out.
We'll really try and do something with the edit for this thing on YouTube. We'll really have to see what we can do with that to edit out the 10-minute stretch where
I would see
Dan is talking to himself.
I think keep it in there. I think it's hilarious. As Marty said, please make sure to subscribe to our show. Please like this video. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Movie Stuff Show.
Another nice thing from Gorkle in the chat before we go. It's really nice thing.
All right, great. So we'll be back next week, sometime after 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll figure something out. With that, I say goodbye. Good night, all.